Video, I'm bringing on a very special, warm-hearted friend, Liz Wilcox, to talk all about how to grow your membership using only Google Docs. Liz Wilcox and I have an incredible story to share, and what's even more incredible is how awesome and personable and just straight up great Liz is. And so I'm really excited to bring Liz onto the show. So, Liz, thank you so much for coming today. It's so stoked to talk to you.
Oh my gosh. Hello, friends. So we're using Ecamm Live. Shout out to them. And I'm not used to being on the other side. I also use Ecamm, hence the frame. And I was like, am I in the show? I don't even know. I think this is my first time using it, like as a person coming in. But anyway, I'm so excited. Thanks for having me. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the show, folks. We're going to have so much fun.
Yeah, so Liz, for people who are streaming and watching this replay on the Facebook channel and LinkedIn and YouTube and all the places, I know that you and I actually met several years ago back in, I think it was 2018. And we met through a mastermind. And I feel like I tell this story all the time. But you were sick then. And you and I met on a coffee chat. I just remember like, oh my gosh, Liz probably doesn't like me. Like
I was a jerk, friends.
No, you were not. You
jerk.
were not.
I was so ill that day, but our mutual friend Pete McPherson had said, "Oh, you got to meet Melody." So I was like, "Yeah, of course." And then I woke up really ill, and you see Melody's in an RV. I used to live in an RV, and I was just not having it. And I remember the conversation. I was very like blunt. I was like, "Why don't you just raise your prices then, or something?"
Yeah, and you're like, you should not be charging, because at the time I was, of course. Okay, so just really quick story, because I feel like we could just talk about this. I was a newbie business owner. I had this financial coaching business, and I was totally in love with the idea of just retiring early and just getting out of debt. And that was the space that I was living in for just several years. But when it became time for me to actually say, I need to put legs on this business to actually pay the bills, I didn't know where to start. And so I started surrounding myself with friends and colleagues and people that had this mutual mission. And Liz was one of those people that I surrounded myself with.
just happened to be a little less I don't know. I was a little rough around the edges that day, but I think the only because she was explaining her services to me, and in my head I was like, wow, this is the most professional, put together person I think I've ever met. I mean, I don't know if you've met our mutual friend Pete McPherson. He's kind of like me, a little goofy, a little loud, a little here, a little there, and here comes Melody on the screen. And to this day, I've never met anyone who is so, I don't know, like
Type A.
sequential in thinking, but in a good, like, you were just so put together. I was like, I can't remember what she said she was charging, but I was like, what? You are obviously a pro. I'm over here in my RV, selling books about poop. Like, surely you can charge whatever you want. I was so impressed by her, and then I was so ill. Anyway, we made it. We're friends. I'm so grateful to have Melody in my life, and I'm so grateful to talk about my membership today.
Yes, I know. So, for those people who are watching today, if you're not familiar with Liz Wilcox is infamous and notorious at being amazing at selling with email. And not only that, she helps people who are not consistent with newsletters to actually make friends on their newsletter, grow it, and actually make a living online. So if you're a brick and mortar business or a service-based business or an e-commerce business or just an online consultant, agency owner, really there's truly a lot of value in the templates that Liz shares. And today I'm going to talk about how Liz grew her membership from zero living on Google Docs to actually 3K members. And earlier in the session I was talking with Liz and I was like, Liz, do you remember when we first met and then we started talking and literally about to cry? I'm like over here going, I'm gonna cry if you keep talking about this. And both of these are definitely something that we will definitely go into. Okay, yes. Mira says, create the container where you can be you now to block off time to digest all of Liz's amazing content. Yes. Thank you, Mira. I love having Liz here, and I hope you can see the passion that she has for her newsletters and for the people that's actually joined her community. So let's go ahead and start from the start. Start from the start. What we're going to talk about today is how we met, which we did, and then let's talk about what was your big vision back in 2018, or the initial type of business that you had versus where it is now. So I'm going to challenge you because I know that you've had several businesses besides this before your email marketing, and we were just talking about poop. And if you're not actually familiar with Liz's story, I did an interview with her before, and so just comment below, say podcasts, and I'll send you the link so you can watch the video. But for those people who are just starting and they want to watch this now, what was your business like, I don't know, 5 years ago? And what is it like now? And we can go into like before then, because I don't remember when you started your RV business.
Sure. So I started off as an RV travel blogger, and I see somebody in the comments, I love you too. So I started off as an RV travel blogger. And let this be inspiration to you. Y'all, you do not need everything to get going. Like, I feel like my biggest superpower oftentimes is just ignorance. It's just picking that one person to listen to and going for it. Honestly, Melody gave me the idea for email marketing membership, what we're going to talk about. She said something and it just went ding in my head. So she's a great person to listen to for that membership model, and then just forget the rest. And so I started off as the travel blogger. I knew I wanted to start a business. I knew, I saw these people doing digital products. I thought, oh, I could do that. So launched an ebook, sold that. And then I had this idea. Facebook Live was a brand new thing. And so I was like, well, what if I go live on Facebook every hour on the hour for 5 days? And I did that. It was called RV Renovation Week. And then I did that, and I was like, oh, what if I brought in some friends and we did something even bigger? So I did that, and I was constantly, I guess some people call it pivoting, but I was just trying all these different things. I was brand new to the online. That looks good. Oh, that looks good. I'm not ever afraid to just try something out. And after a few years, I realized all of the little things I was trying, I was actually really just good at emailing people. I was really just good at making those connections. Even if I was a little rough around the edges at first, there was a reason why Melody and I still kept talking. And I'm able to kind of put all of that into email marketing. So after, I created the digital summit, the ebook, the printables, I did any kind of thing you could think of that I had done in my RV business. And I decided to sell that and move it into the email marketing space. Now, I always knew I wanted to do something with digital products. I always, my vision of the future is, work less, of course. Everybody's is, right? I grew up really poor, and when I realized I could click a mouse and make money, I was like, oh my gosh, like, is this legal? Y'all, these rich folks been lying. Like, come on. Y'all got to get in on this. And so I knew I wanted to go the digital product route, but I support my mom financially. I'm a single mom. I needed to make money. So I had services, and, I was doing copywriting, things like that, but I always knew I wanted some kind of digital product thing. And yeah, Melody and I, we were in a mastermind called the Dancing Bananas. It was super fun. And she said something about a template membership. And I thought, that's what my people need. That's the thing. I had some workshops, I've got a ton of ideas. But I thought, yeah, that's the thing. I'm really good at writing newsletters. I'm good at, bottling up personality and vision and my values and writing newsletters that connect. I could just do that for people. So, of course, with any amazing idea, I did absolutely nothing with it for a few months, especially as service providers. I feel like, let me know in the chat if you can relate. So you've got other things to do. You can't always just immediately take action. So one day I was sitting at my laptop going to write my newsletter, and Melody popped in my head, no joke, seriously, she is the membership guru, I'm telling you right now. And, template membership. And I thought, today's the day. And so, that was the day. It was March 16th, 2021. I'll never forget it, that I launched my membership. I literally just wrote an email saying, can I have $9? Hey, I'm thinking of creating this membership. I think it's going to be $9. It's going to it's going to have X, Y, and Z. Are you in? I got something like 30, 35 members in the first 24 hours. And now, 2 years later, we have 3,000. So that feels crazy.
Yeah, Christine says, thank goodness you took the leap.
Oh, hey CJ, I'm so glad you're here.
Yeah. Yeah, and so I think that one of the really awesome things about your template membership, and I've actually asked several people, what memberships do you really love to be involved in? And I'm sorry, that's I don't know if you can hear that. That's like my
the AC
kettle. My kettle
Oh,
for
you're
my
doing
coffee. So I forgot to turn it off. So what kinds of memberships do you like to be in part of? That's what the question that I asked people. And I'm going to tell you, Liz, a lot of people said, I love Liz's membership. And I said, well, why do you love her membership? Because I am
Right.
also a fan. I am a part of your membership. But why do you love it? And they said, it's so usable. I use it all the time. And I said, this is what I want people to get. Make something people will use, okay? Because a lot of people, they buy all these digital products, and let's be honest, I bought several of them myself. Buy the template, download it, and then 5 months later, you're like, what was that one template I bought that one time and I didn't actually use it? But what, Liz, you've really done a great job at is you've created a consistent um, adoption sequence, or in less jargony words, I would say you created a way for people to use what you create on a consistent basis.
Yeah, let's talk about that, because I am very intentional. I mean, it might seem like, oh, Liz, she's doing this, she's doing that, she just has all this energy, but I don't do anything that's not intentional. And I talked about, oh, I'm sitting at my desk, Melody, template membership in my head, but really creating what I created, and why I thought, oh, wow, that's a great idea, a template membership, was because at the end of the day, I made that joke about, oh, these rich folks been lying. I really mean it when I say email marketing changed my life, and I want it to change your life too. Like, I cannot express that enough. Y'all, I'm sitting right here in this all cedar A-frame home. I just bought a brand new headband yesterday. I've got these awesome glasses. Like, never in my life would I have thought that I could just casually say that. And it's because of email marketing. And so I thought about the people that were on my email list and the audience that I was trying to grow. And it wasn't these 7-8 figure bloggers. Again, I didn't want to do service providing forever. But it was those beginners. It was those people, and this is the part where I get emotional, that were like me, like Liz Wilcox back in the day in that travel blog, where, oh, I've got $1. Y'all, the universe is with me today. Who, for every dollar that I spent, I had to think, is this going to help my family, or is this going to hinder my family? And I don't know, if that's your current circumstance. Hopefully not. But that was my mindset always. And even now I still have, issues with that, but that's a different conversation, right? But thinking back to that Liz Wilcox, and thinking, what can I do to get these people to just take that first step? Like Melody said, to actually do the thing. And that's how I structured the membership. It was like a weekly template. You need to write a weekly newsletter. Everybody and their mama tells you that. But, you go to the computer and you freeze up. So what can Liz Wilcox do? How can she bottle up her magic and make it applicable to you? And so within the membership, number one, I send you an email every Monday. Hey, sister, don't forget, you've got this thing. It's just uploaded. And, given the topic of, or the title of this talk, it used to just be a Google Doc link. It was like, hey, I just created this new Google Doc. Go check it out. And within it is a video walkthrough where I say, hey, here's how you use this. Are you a nonprofit? Maybe adjust it this way. Are you e-commerce? Adjust it that way. Course creator? try it this way. And then I give examples, different examples. So it's not just this one size fits all thing. I really try to show you different ways to do that. And that was, again, something I knew I could do because I came from the B2C world, the RV travel world. I had e-commerce friends. I was in a mastermind with nonprofits. I knew all these different things. And so when you create your own membership, think, what is the thing I really just want them to do? What is that one thing? And how can I make sure they actually do it? For me, it was differentiating each piece of content and then sending a weekly reminder.
Yeah, and I think that I want to pull out what the amazing things you said. So first off, the reason that you did this is because you saw that there was a need. You saw that other people really needed this because of the conversations that you had. Like Liz is one of the most awesome people that if you meet on in person is pretty much the same person online. So there's a lot of people who aren't really similar. Like they put up, okay, I'm presenting, here's my personality, and then they're really just an introvert at heart, and they go on camera. Liz is not like that at all. Liz is like, I am me. This is me. You like me or you don't like me, but I'm going to be me anyways. And I want to call the people in who really need my help. And here's how I'm going to do it. And this is the way that I help my services for the way that I do copywriting. And I'm going to actually productize this and actually templatize. So, what you said, I want to break it down for people who aren't familiar with this process. So, you took your services, you're like, I can't keep doing custom work forever. I can't. I just can't. I want to productize this. Second, I see a need in the market. Third, how can I make this simpler and easier for people to do without trying to work something from scratch? And so building up on that products, you were able to look at what was the need, your services, and then combine them into that middle tier of, hey, here's this membership. And then I know that you had sent that email, the notorious email, which was the, hey, can I have $9 email, which if you're not familiar with that story, go check out some of the interviews that Liz Wilcox has had. We don't need to go over it too much today because it's a really good story and it deserves its own episode. But I really just want people to understand is that you saw a need and you had the actual framework and you used that framework from those conversations. So I want to ask you this, Liz, and we can talk about this in a very fluid way. When you started selling your membership for $9, did you have all your templates laid out? Or did you go, oh, hope somebody buys. When somebody buys, I'm going to make a few?
You already know the answer, girl. I had absolutely zero things done. And y'all, let this be inspiration. Again, just go, if you've got that feeling and you're like, yes, I know this is the direction I need to go, lean into that. And especially when you're creating something new, those early adopters, they're very understanding. They're very patient, right? They like you and they're going to just buy whatever you're selling anyway. And so I wrote in that email, hey, I have to go get my daughter off the school bus, but I don't want to wait sending this out. If you purchase, you're going to receive nothing. Nothing will happen, but I will send you the first template tomorrow. And by the time I hit send, I rushed out the door. We've all done that. We're like, oh, snap, I've got 3 minutes. Rushed out the door. Checked my email that night. I had like 20 sales. The next morning I had 30 or whatever. I thought, oh, snap, I better clear the schedule. I got to write this template. What am I going to write today? But, you just get going with it. And yeah, we created it in Google Docs. I was like, I didn't spend too much time thinking about the tech. I just knew I wanted to get going. I knew it was a good idea because it was something, that had been sparked in me, I think 3 or 4 months before. It came back to me. I thought, oh, yeah, that's a good one. I didn't want to let it go another 3 or 4 months. And so I just sent that email out and just being upfront, like, hey, there's no templates yet. It's $9. Try it out. I'll send you something tomorrow. And once I got a little bit of feedback, I sent out that first email, that first template. People, oh my gosh, this is so great. I thought, I better send another email. I got to get more people in here. So yeah, it was just all in Google Docs. For the first year, you guys, like it took me 13 months and almost 1,100 members to tell myself, yeah, I guess maybe I should put this stuff behind a paywall. I guess maybe I should figure out how to organize this content better.
Yeah, and I think that one of the things that I really appreciate about that is that you were able to pre-sell it. And so I talk with a lot of course creators who try to make everything perfect, who want to have an excellent customer experience, and I absolutely appreciate that as a course consultant, and I do appreciate the time and effort it does put together to put a beautiful digital product. But I want to talk to my friends out there and those people who are inside of my magical membership challenge who are asking themselves, hey, it's going to take me, 3 months to put together this curriculum for this membership. I just want you to take a pause, a moment, and just listen to what Liz said. Liz here actually sold her templates before she created a single one. And that was the beauty of it, is that she was able to do that because she had an email list, because she had already built up nurture. She had relationships that was outside of email. And that's really key too, because it's just, it is emails, because a lot of people say, the money's in the list. No, the money's in the relationship, like you say all the time, Liz. And that's the relationships is what is going to sell. The connection with other people. And I'm not saying that you have to be the best friend or that you have to be like, here's a picture of my dog, although you could send a photo of that if you want. But you can say, here's what I have to offer, here's what I have to sell. One of the fun emails that I loved receiving from you, Liz, was the one about your car and how you wanted people to help you to like pay for the car repairs. I love that one.
Yeah, y'all, and this is just email related, but selling your email or selling your membership, just be upfront. Like she's mentioning, my car broke down. I drive a 1989 Ford Bronco. Repairs are very expensive because I can't work on it. The parts are very cheap, but to take apart something that's 35 years old, it takes some care. So I just wrote, I said, hey, I'm having a flash sale because I need some money because my truck broke down. Here's a picture of my truck. Isn't it beautiful? Don't you want to help me? And obviously, you don't have to have that kind of personality, but the lesson there is to just be direct with your potential customers. Just be direct with your readers. Hey, I'm thinking of creating this membership. Here's what I have mapped out so far. I love some early adopters. For me, with the $9 thing, after I got 30 people, I got really excited. I said, okay, I want to get 100 people in the next 30 days. And every single email that I sent in that 30 days, I would say, oh, Melody, we're at 56. I'd love for you to be 57. That's my lucky number. And I'd say, not really, but doesn't that sound good? I mean, obviously that's my personality, but sharing the goal with them, allowing people to be a part of the process is so important. Melody, before we hit live, she said, oh my gosh, Liz, you hit 3,000. You deserve it. We're all rooting for you. Melody feels like she's part of the process. She helped me come up with the idea, so she really is. But there's thousands of other people in the membership that love to be a part of the process. And that's what really sells memberships. Especially, they want to be a part of the process. They want to be a part of the community. So if you're feeling like, oh, I have to have this or that, it has to be perfect, just allowing them into the process of creation, I think would really benefit you.
I love that. I'm gonna sit with that for a while in my own, time for sure. Because I definitely feel like I can use that more in some of my messaging of helping other people root for me, because I could use the rooting. Okay. So I know you have a lot of other things that you got to get to, Liz, and I appreciate you taking the time talking about this. But one of the things that I really appreciated about watching you over the years of our relationship is seeing you actually grow your visibility and your brand from someone who had a completely different business model to somebody talking about email newsletters and marketing. You became well known, not because you had, a big email list, but because you actually did the work. And earlier when I was doing my first live stream, I was actually almost in tears thinking about this. And I think it's because I'm going through some really fun family stuff, like I'm adopting. My kids are actually coming today. Oh my gosh. Seriously, I'm going to try not to cry. Okay. But my thing that I really am so proud of you is because you actually said, I'm going to do it. I'm going to go all in. And that's the thing that people are afraid of. And I feel like if you can show up scared, if you can show up and be yourself and say, well, that didn't work. That sucks. I learned a lesson. Okay, keep going. What should I do now? Figure it out. If you have that mentality of, I'm going to figure it out because I have to, then you can keep on going. And yes, there's going to be failures. Yes, there's going to be lessons. Yes, some launches might not go well. Tech's going to break. Somebody's going to email you saying, like, this is broken. You should fix this copy, blah, blah, blah. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't have more time to plan and give yourself space, but I'm saying that you can figure it out. You can do the thing. You can put out something and make it better. It doesn't have to be perfect. So, my question to you is, when you're actually getting into that mindset of, I want to go and commit to this thing, this membership, it's a thing now. I need to get more people in the membership. How did you actually find your new students? Like, and tell me, like, the whole, you've been visible with podcasts, with interviews, like, you've done the work. Tell me about how you've shown up over these last 2 years.
Yeah. So to Melody's point, about doing the work, I just want to share my personal definition of success is to be an example of what's possible. And I have a literal sticky note right here at my desk that I look at every day. And so, when it comes to my members and it comes to email marketing, it's like I can't tell someone to do something that I didn't already do and that I wasn't unapologetic about. For me, being a leader means I go first, means I do the thing first, and then I turn back around and I get behind you and I push you forward too. And so that's my definition of success. And that's what gets me up doing these interviews every single day. I looked at my calendar this morning. I will have had 7 interviews just this week. And I have 3 next week, and who knows the next week, right? Last year I did over 100. But it's because I want to show people what's possible. When people told me, oh, Liz, $9, it's the same as what I told Melody. Girl, you out your mind, raise your price. But for me, it was, I want to show people that this is possible. This is an idea I have. I want to show people it's possible. And so with doing the work, number one, it was just, I had already built a list. Like Melody said, I had about 800 people and I got 100 in the first 30 days. And then I had to do client work, right? I had a lot of client work to fulfill at the same time. And so it kind of fizzled. And I thought, how can I keep this momentum going? And so I opened up a generous affiliate program and I gave 50% to anyone that, like, if Melody refers, she gets $4.50 each time you re-up the membership. So it's every single month. And people thought, oh, Liz, that's so much money. You're barely making any money. But I was always thinking long term. I wasn't thinking I need cash right now. I was thinking I'm going to work on this membership for 2 years. And hopefully by 2 years, I will have 1,000 members. This was my goal. In 2 years, I'm going to have 1,000 members at $9. What is that? That's $9,000 a month. That's more than any kind of money I could have ever dreamed of at that point in my life. And it just so happened I got there a lot faster than I thought, but it was, to Melody's question, just a matter of long-term thinking. It wasn't like, oh my gosh, someone this morning on my calendar, they asked me, when you do a podcast, how many people are you expecting? What's a good conversion for you? You do one, you want to get 15 leads. I said, even if I'm just talking to the host and I can convince them to try email marketing, I don't care who's listening and I don't care about anybody else signing up. But that's such a long-term thinking. You have to be thinking into the future to be able to accept that. I don't need it right now. I need it for my future. And so I'm willing to put in the work. I'm willing to not obsess about the numbers, but to just get in, put in the reps, and I know that the work will pay off. And so doing those affiliates, it's like, yeah, I'm giving away $4.50, but I know one person is going to turn into 2, 3, 4. And then eventually I just got lucky, and a mutual friend, Lizzie Goddard, found me somehow. I have no idea. And she liked it. And she just happened to have a sizable email list, and she blasted it out. And it grew from like 500 to 800 in like 60 days. And I thought, oh, now I'm on to something. And within a year, or I'm sorry, within about 9 months of opening up the membership, I was able to save up an entire year's worth of salary and close my client work and just double down, like Melody said, on the membership.
Yay! Yay! I am so
It's
thrilled.
wild.
It is so wild. Like the fact that you went from that jump in members, and I remember watching this while it was happening, and I was so thrilled to see it because, like I said, we're all cheering for you. One of the things that I think is so really amazing about this is that you were just saying, I'm just trying to reach people where they're at. And yes, like conversions and data and all that information is so relevant and helpful, but it can feel a lot like very dehumanizing because a lot of people will go, okay, how many clicks am I getting? How many, open rates am I getting? What's the percentage of conversions? And, my list is just going to make me money in my sleep, kind of with cocktails and people, and I'm not saying there's anything wrong with making money. There isn't actually, and it's a good thing to make money, to pay for your bills, to pay for all the fun things in life, and to have money set aside for your family. That's really important to me. At least that's one of my values. And so in thinking about this, you've really developed a lot of relationships with people over the years, and that's why people come back to you and over again. You talked about welcome sequences as being a part of that journey. Can you tell me a little bit more about your journey of like friendship into a sale and inviting people into your world and into your products and your membership?
Yeah, sure. So I got a little shebang bang here. So I follow something called the email staircase, and this is what you learn in the membership. And y'all, if you have a methodology, you so how do you turn people into friends? You really only need three things in your welcome sequence. Number one, you got to show a little personality. And you don't have to be Liz Wilcox to have a personality. Melody and I don't think we could be more different. But she's got a personality, I've got a personality. And, you're attracted to one of us or both of us for different reasons, right? So showcase a little personality. Number two, share your vision. And I've got props here. I'm all over the place. Hang on. And so I like to think of the vision as like if someone's graduating from Liz Wilcox University, right? They're walking across the stage. I hand them, this degree. What is that degree in? Mine is email marketing, right? What is yours, right? Melody's right now is probably have a profitable membership that aligns, with the life you want to live, right? And the business you want to grow. And so, what is that vision? And sharing that in the welcome sequence is so important. If somebody gets on your welcome sequence and you share the vision and they think, oh, well, I'm not quite ready for that yet, they're probably going to leave or go cold. And that's fine. They're not ready for the vision, right? We want people, and the people that are going to join our memberships are going to be, hopping on the bus, buckled up, like saying, let's go, right? And then your values. There are certain values that you have that drive the way you do business, drive the way you're going to structure your membership. And we've got to share those up front so people can know, like, oh, yes, Melody, she's the one for me. I love the way she talks about, her family. I love the way she talks about, creating something, that's super helpful, whatever, right? For me, one of my values is affordability. I share that right off the bat, and certain people align with that. Certain people don't. I get a lot of those Liz Wilcox of the past where, oh, Liz, this is a great membership. You should book a consult with me so we can talk about how you're going to raise this price. And I'm like, well, you just don't get it, right? And so that's a great way to start your welcome sequence and seed those, put these people that are ready on a path for your membership. Because then right after the welcome sequence, I actually put in that "Can I have $9" email. It was a newsletter. Now it's part of my welcome sequence. And you can too. You can put it right at the end of your welcome sequence and say, hey, actually I have this membership. This is the kind of community I've put in the work to create. This is the type of content I create. Are you in? I'd love to have you.
Ah, so good. I love all of that. And I think that the follower to the sale is a journey of one, mission, and two, your framework, your unique framework. And this is something I really love to do with my students inside of my programs, is really look at what makes you unique. And this is the question I'm going to challenge people to just listen to. What makes you unique? Why you? And I'm not saying it in a terms of oh, uh, I want to get defensive, when someone asks me, why you? But just, playing devil's advocate. Why you? Why this product? Why now? Why not so and so? Why not this person? And I want you to think in the mind of the customer. Why you? Why your product? Why now? So if the answer is, I don't know you, okay, we can fix that by sending you an email and to provide you some more content to show you a little bit more about you, your mission, your values, and also how you help people. How can you help me? Okay, great. We can show you how we can help you by creating content around how you help people. And number three, what is this going to work for me, right? Okay. Do you have customer testimonials? Can you take in some client work? How can we share some of these stories of how you've helped people? And sometimes what it looks like to help people, it doesn't always have to look like these really beautiful testimonials of, I landed $20,000 in 10 days by sending one email, right? It could be something like, I got so much clarity by talking for you in 30 minutes that I would have invested $1,000 in a mastermind, but talking to you today has given me the clarity and I need to actually generate the product that will fulfill the dream business I have, right? So that's a beautiful testimonial. And this is one of the activities that I do with my clients and students, as I say, what's this dream testimonial that you want someone to say? If someone was to work with you and they gave you this perfect testimonial to put up on a sales page, and you were like, oh my God, I'm so proud of this testimonial because it emphasizes everything I want to do in life and in business, then that is what you should create. Well, how do we actually do that? Let's pull out the framework. Let's pull out your hidden framework that will show people the how. How are you going to help people? What are you going to help them with? How are you going to deliver it to them on a weekly or monthly basis in your membership? So I love that you were talking about that, the mission and the vision and all of the different steps that you shared. So if this is helpful, I would love for you to just drop a comment and just say that you are still watching with us, or just share with us, your biggest takeaways. Drop me a comment. I just want to know that you're here and that you're listening. I know Christine said, my favorite part, you get to focus on the area of business that you love. Couple different chats coming around from the different social media channels. It looks like 10 people are watching us live, which is great.
Amazing. I want to say, amazing. Can I interrupt you? I just want to say about the testimonials, it doesn't even have to be a very tangible thing that for me, you think my membership is templates, right, for newsletters, and you might think what Melody said, oh, this email made me $10,000, or I got 10 replies off of this email and was able to book a one-on-one session. But that dream testimonial that Melody was talking about, mine is, Liz, email is so fun. It's my favorite part of my business now, because that's how I felt when I discovered how to really, the magical touch of email. When I discovered okay, this part connects to this part, and if I push that button, it all starts moving. To me, that was so fun. I geek out over electronic mail, guys. And for me, it's just give me $9 and 30 days. That's all I'm asking. Just write 1 or 2 templates and see what happens. And so whenever I get a lot of it on Instagram and in my Facebook group of, oh my gosh, Liz, you made email fun. I didn't think that was possible. I used to cry about this. Or, oh my gosh, this was I was laughing writing this, stuff like that for me feels so good. Because again, that's part of my mission and my vision and my values is, when you interact with Liz Wilcox, you're having a good time. That's why I'm so glad Melody gave me a second chance, because I was really ill that first day we met. Because that's really, anything, whether like she mentioned, when I met you in person, Liz, you're the same person. Like, I want people to always feel good when they're around Liz. I want people, when they use the templates, to feel confident and like, wow, that really was kind of simple. Maybe I am having a little fun with this. And so that is my dream testimonial. So, you can think, yeah, oh, I want somebody to make X dollars, or I want them to, do this thing. But I'm thinking of, I met somebody with that helps step parents. Maybe it's not this tangible thing. Maybe it's just, I sat down with my, stepson, and he wanted to play a board game with me instead of his video game. Like, I'm getting upset thinking about that. Like, that would be so amazing, but that's maybe not even something you're thinking about right now. But, the sky is the limit with your membership. I can't wait for you guys to start one. I'm so
Yes,
excited.
I'm so excited too. This is so fun. Great. Well, I can't believe we're almost at time here. So, first of all, very big appreciation, round of applause for Liz. Liz is not only amazing, very busy, but always takes time to talk with amazing people, and I'm just so appreciative of that time. So, Liz, where can people find you? Talk about your membership. I'd love for people to take a look at it. And of course, I did link it. If you're watching anywhere, make sure that you're checking the description on YouTube or on Facebook. Wherever you're watching this, please go check it out at thecourseconsultant.com/Liz Wilcox. And I'll make sure to link it and I'll pin it in all the places. But where can people find you to catch up with what you're up to?
Yeah, so of course I'm an email marketer. I'd love for you to join my list. You can go directly to what Melody has linked, or lizwilcox.com. There's a hot pink button in the top right-hand corner. You can't miss it. It's going to give you that welcome sequence we talked about if you're struggling with email and you're like, yes, Melody, I want to create a membership, but maybe my emails, I'm not quite there yet. I've ghosted them for the last 3 or 4 months. Definitely just get, even on the free list, you're going to get a welcome sequence that's already written for you. You're going to get 3 newsletter samples directly from the membership. So if you're email curious, you can get some samples there. One to show you how to get people to click, another to show you how to get people to reply, and a third to get people to buy directly from your newsletter. And if that's not enough, I know writing emails, writing from scratch totally sucks. You also get 52 subject lines. LizWilcox.com. Of course, if you need newsletters for your membership, for nurturing for your membership, I'd love for you to join Email Marketing Membership, and Melody has a link there as well.
Fantastic. Liz, this has been so great, and I'll make sure that everyone can take a look at this link because it's really helpful. And if you're just trying to test it out, there is a really cool template that you have for newsletters, and just ideas of what you can actually send, and very usable, depending on what kind of business you are. But thanks again, Liz. I'm gonna go ahead and get us going here. But if you're watching this and you're like, hey, who's this Melody girl? And you're curious about how to create a membership that actually drives profit in your business, that is peaceful to run, that helps you do all the big life things, I'd love for you to join. If you're watching the session inside of the Magical Membership Group and you haven't grabbed a VIP ticket, please do that. It's at thecourseconsultant.com/mm. That's the perfect place for you to grab access to all of the replays. Plus, tomorrow, amazing. Guess what? I'm going to be talking to Tori Autumn, and she's doing an amazing copy critique. I actually met Tori directly from Email Marketing the Membership. There was a guest training, and Tori is an incredible copywriter and has some really cool stuff happening, but she's going to be doing some live copywriting coaching directly into the group. So I'd love for you to come and join tomorrow in the VIP ticket, but you can also join inside of the free version if you want to take a look, but we just won't look at your specific copy. But there's a lot of dang copy that you got to write for launching a membership. So I'm happy that you're here. I'm thankful for your time. If we haven't met yet, drop me a comment down below, because I have an upcoming training that I'll be doing next week called the Magical Membership Lab, which will help you show how to create a minimum viable membership that drives your first 10 members, even if you are still just starting out and you haven't created anything for your membership yet. So if you want to cash flow your members, I have a special training. I'm not going to show a pretty graphic here because I want you to comment lab, L-A-B, below, and I'll make sure to send that directly to you via DM message so that way I can get to know you a little bit more and we can workshop and brainstorm this membership idea out. That's it for today. Thanks so much for watching. Tune in tomorrow for that live copy critique with guest Tori Autumn. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you later. Bye.